Danielle from Eat and Mess, and today we're going to show you how to make chocolate sails. So all you need for this, pair of scissors, chopping board, non-stick baking parchment, some pegs, just some garden clothes pegs, and then some melted chocolate. I am using 54% chocolate. You can use white chocolate, dark chocolate, whatever you fancy. Yeah, so next we're going to literally get our non-stick baking parchment and cut it into squares. So you can do any size you want. This is just what I do, okay? So you want to cut it about that big. So it's about that wide. I'm going to cut 2 of those. Okay, put that to one side. I'm going to put these together and I'm going to cut this into 3, I think, today. Again, this is very ad hoc. Literally cut that into 3. And I'm going to create sort of rippled, crunchy paper effect shards. So all you do is put the paper together like that and crunch it up to a ball. Literally, that is it. Okay, and you're going to get that crinkly effect. Unravel it. Okay, and now we're basically just going to pour chocolate onto it and crease it up into a sort of sail effect. So obviously non-stick baking parchment has its correct and non-correct side. Now I'm just going to double check which side it is because I can't remember. So it's the non-shiny side. It sounds really odd, but on this paper, it's the non-shiny side. You kind of feel, the best way to do it is because when you're holding it like this, you can't actually tell because generally you don't feel like this. Just put it down, give it a feel, turn it over. Oh, that side's a bit coarser. Yeah, that side's a bit nicer, a bit smooth. Cool, right, so we're literally just going to pour the chocolate very easily, not too much. So that amount is good for that size square. You don't need to smooth it, literally manipulate it like that. Okay, to the sort of size roughly you want it. Okay, that's kind of roughly how I want it. I don't want it too thin. And now we tap it to get the air bubbles out. So the air bubbles need to go. And what this does is forces them out and makes the chocolate move slightly. This is quite a small sail, which is fine. Now we're going to crinkle it up to make its shape. So all you do is grab a peg. I usually use about 2 to 3 pegs per little sail, and literally just, I mean, there's no fashion I do this. I literally just crinkle it up like that, and literally just generally crinkle it up like that, and literally leave it. Okay. So we're going to do our next one. I'll probably put a little bit more chocolate on this one. So, whoa, I got a bit overboard. So we're going to shift it around. Woohoo! And tap it. Tap it. Okay, a few more in there. Oh, he's escaping. Come back. There we go. And now I'm going to crinkle it up. So I generally, I think it's just force of habit. I just put it up in the middle, pull these 2 guys together like that, and that's my first side. Okay. And then I force up the middle again and bring the 2 sides around. Just careful not to create too many divots, deep divots. If I did that, for instance, like that, and then folded the paper over onto the other edge, it would make it very hard to get off. So I'm just going to make sure he's going to be easy to take the paper off. I'll say this, I'll get the paper off. I won't be able to get it off now, so I've just jinxed myself, haven't I? Okay, so let's try one more. Pop it on. Okay. I'm going to tap it back here because I've made a bit of a mess now, haven't I? Okay. Okay, and then we're just going to fold it up like that. You can use acetate to do this. This is generally what I have on hand in the kitchen, so that is generally what I do. So they are ready to go. Again, you can choose all different size pieces of paper to get bigger sails, but that's what I'm using to start with. So we're going to put it in the fridge to set. It will take about half an hour. So we're going to set it now, and I'll show you what it's like after. Okay, so our chocolate sails have now set. They've been in the fridge, and they are like little rocks. So all you do is you take the little pegs off, put them to one side, and very carefully peel off the paper. This is why it's important to put it the right way around with regards to the paper. So literally very slowly peel it off. If you get a little bit broken like I just did then, that's absolutely fine. And you now have this amazing chocolate shard. It's like crinkled paper. So that's that one. So I usually do a good variety of these because there's always one I don't like. And sometimes one snaps, just because it does. And then when you get to a point where it's a little bit stuck, like this bit here, a little wiggle, it just pops out. That's why it's important to do it the right way around. And you've got this little kind of crinkly shard. And the last one here, I bet you this is one that's going to break into 1,000 pieces. Oh, this one feels tight. Come on, mister. Ease it out. So peel the bits that most likely want to come off first. Don't force them. And this is going to be the one, isn't it? Oh no, hang on, here we go. Don't force it. Bring it out. If it's got a little bit broken, that's fine. Tease it out, tease it out, tease it out. It's fine, it's broken, it's okay. I've got a little good one. See, I told you this is why I do quite a few, but actually, that's a really cool one. Even though it's broken, it's really cute. I like that one, actually. I would use that. So you can kind of stick these on the cake at different angles. Yeah, amazing. Simple. Done.